Hello. Why did I say it like that? It has been a while since I've done this and played and talked. Life has gotten very sort of what do you say? How do you say it? God, unpredictable. And very much ups and downs, and I haven't been bothered to do anything, and then I was bothered to do something, and then I've been stuck on TikTok and I haven't done anything on my YouTube channel in a while. So hi, welcome. If you don't know, I'm Sarah. I don't know what I'm doing here. I talk and play games, that's basically it. Also, I've been doing these quite a lot. I'm just gonna carry on from when I last was. I kind of been doing it just on my free time. I could have recorded it, yes, but I haven't, so yeah. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, I made a TikTok video about this. Haven't posted it yet, but I made a TikTok talking about this, how it feels like growing up around adults. For me, it was more in like, oh, I forgot, sugar. It's a race, and I'm doing it super slow. But mostly in a religious setting, right? So there's that extra expectation. I already messed up. That added pressure of how you're supposed to act and how you're supposed to do things, especially especially as a teenager, right? And even as a child, there was always this expectation to act perfect and also be like an example to everyone, even though I'm the one that also needed great examples because I was the child. Oh no. Oh, I was the teenager and things like that. So, yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, and I was thinking about how I feel with that, and how because I'm changing and I'm growing up and becoming sort of like a different person, or just like standing up for myself a bit more and noticing things that I need to, for goodness sake, be more aware of. What? Why does it keep doing that? Regarding myself, right? I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, I love this. I feel like I can't play these games. It has to be something more chill for me to talk and play at the same time. I don't know how streamers do this. What was I saying? Yeah, no, and then how I've been growing up and sort of, how I've become, this is not gonna work, how I've become sort of someone else compared to who I thought I was gonna be because of the way that I grew up in church. And then also like the guilt of also just not being that same person, because obviously when they look at me today, they're gonna be like, oh, like who is that, you know? And then again, like not trying to think about that because I'm allowed to be my person and make my mistakes, even though it didn't feel like that at the time. And we did not do well. And let's try that again. Yeah, and how it felt, how it feels now to sort of just accept who I'm becoming, and whoever it is, you know. Yeah, along those lines, I literally lost my train of thought. Is this video even gonna make it? We don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so I was just thinking about that and how there was so much pressure on me to act a certain way. Yeah, like I was told to be an example for people, even though like they had their own parents, they had other people, they had people that were older to do that. But no, the child or the young adult in me had to grow up to sort of be that person, you know. So I've always felt this thing of like this pressure of not being able to first of all act my age and make mistakes, but just make mistakes in general, even though it's part of life and teenagehood and childhood. Absolutely hate these nice things. And I felt that a lot, so much that I internalized all those feelings. So every time that I did make a mistake, I would be really harsh on myself and would be really just mean to myself, not understanding why I made those mistakes or not understanding why I acted that way, even though it was a completely normal thing to do. And I was thinking about these days that the fact that I am such a people pleaser, where it came from. And a lot of it came from that, right? You're trying to please these people. You're trying to make yourself look as if you have it all together, but you're a teenager or you're a child. especially when eyes are all on you, and they were all the time. Whenever there was someone at church, if I ever invited someone, if there was ever a friend, also a boy, if I ever invited a friend who was a boy, there would be talks and there would be eyes and there would be, so that as well in itself just made the whole situation just so much worse, and I absolutely hate this. I was nearly there, and these stupid ice blocks. Anyway, yeah, it was just so much, and I think I didn't give myself enough credit for still being able to, like, go through all of that and still, survive. Because for the longest time, I was depressed from a very, like, early age. And from what I remember, like 13, I was going through all this stuff, but also, like, having to be this image, be this person who wasn't even me, but I had to, because it's like there was this expectation upon me. And now that I'm recovering and I'm, like, figuring out things, like, I'm not so much a people pleaser anymore. But it makes me feel guilty, because it makes me feel like I've become a different person, but I haven't. It's just because I learned to stand up for myself. Oh, for goodness sake, it literally will send it back, won't it? Mother of... How do I boot this little... Anyway, now that I'm not so much of a... Oh my god, that's gonna annoy me. Now that I'm not so much of a people pleaser... How the hell do I fit it? Oh, okay, I could have just done that. And now it falls. Sorry, again. Now that I'm not so much of a people pleaser, or I'm trying not to be, then I feel guilty. I feel guilty for standing up for myself, for saying no, which is something I also had a really hard time doing, because in church, you're expected to always be sort of available and be there and help in different departments and help in different things. And I saw what that did to, like, my parents as well, because for as long as I've known, they've been involved, and I see how tired they got, and I also ended up doing that as well. It did get to a point when my parents did tell me, like, stop saying no to certain things, but I still felt that pressure. Like, again, I was the impressionable, oh no, I'm so close. No. Oh, that's annoying. I was also the impressionable teenager and impressionable child. And because those people, like, we had a saying that we were like family, you kind of don't think your family is going to take advantage of you, right? But in some ways, they did. And I was also thinking, like, back to being depressed and going through that sort of stuff. I definitely think people in church, oh my gosh, people in church need to be trained in these sort of, that's not going to work, is it? It's going to come back again. Or maybe not. Need to be trained in these sort of topics and how to deal with someone who's depressed, because a lot of the time they aren't, so they don't know how to deal with it, and they don't know how to deal with, like, the serious parts of depression. And that's also something I experienced. I didn't get the help I needed, and these people really, it's literally saying, like, you're supposed to go to your pastor, to your priest, or to whoever, right? For me, it was pastor, for guidance. One of them, honestly, like, a couple did try. I'm not gonna say that they didn't try, but it definitely wasn't enough, especially because I didn't really talk to my parents about it. I didn't really, that's a different story. Anyway, I didn't talk to my parents about it, so that was a different sort of occasion. But it was just one of those situations where it's like, definitely people, for goodness sake, people need to be trained in these sort of things if they are gonna take care of people in that mental state, in being fragile and being vulnerable. Because that's another thing, when people are vulnerable, they obviously, oh, you are absolutely kidding me. When they're vulnerable, it's so much easier for people to take advantage, right? And I'm not saying that they did that on purpose, because a lot of them were super caring, but just they didn't know what to do. I feel like I just said a bunch of, like, different topics in just one sort of video. Excuse the, do you know what, I'm not gonna say sorry for the ADHD. Usually I do, but no, it's just how my brain functions, and I'm actually getting annoyed. Anyway, What am I saying? What am I even saying anymore? But yeah, it was just that. All right, okay, to conclude my point of the growing up around adults. So I internalized a lot of these feelings, a lot of the things that I felt. So much so, I'm 23 now, and I've been in church for the last 21 years, 22 years. I left church maybe a year ago. So I've been, you know, in the community for a very long time. So now I'm getting to the point of being like, okay, this is what happened to me. How can I deal with this, and how can I be better, and how can I take care of myself now that I am learning how to? And a lot of it is obviously like through talking to myself, and oh, that's heartbreaking. And realizing what I actually went through, because it's so easy, like I said, you internalize it and you don't actually process it. So when you go through something, a similar situation, you're like, oh, why am I reacting this way? There is a reason why. You just need to find out what kind of like the trigger, and then also how to fix it, right? And also, this is coming from someone who's literally just learning all the time about themselves and about life and about relationships and situations like that. So don't quote me on anything. Like, I genuinely am just making this for entertainment, because why not? Why not speak about your traumatic events? But as I was saying, so while now I have the time to do that, and I have the environment, like I have a free environment to be able to learn that how my experiences were and what shouldn't have happened and what should have happened. I'm finally understanding. Oh, you're absolutely joking me. Okay, anyway. I'm finally understanding that like what I did go through was very valid, and I did go through some like not so nice situations, but now it literally is about that journey of healing, and it is never like a one-way thing. It literally is always a learning experience. It's never as easy, or just as easy as we want it to be. Yeah. And it's I'm not even making sense anymore, am I? Oh, again, like you can tell, like even from how I speak in certain topics and things, I am a very like I was an very insecure child who's trying not to be insecure anymore, you know. Now I'm a young adult trying to like use my confidence and be proud of who I am, and stand up and say my thoughts and things like that. It's a lot. It's so goddamn much. Anyway, what was I saying before that? Yeah, and just understanding that I have a long road to go in growth, but also I think holding accountable the people that actually did upset me and did hurt me, because I don't think I did at the time. Yeah, like when you're sort of a people pleaser, people will walk all over you, and you will absolutely just think it's normal. As in, it gets to a point where it's the norm because you don't call people out, right? And you don't have anyone standing up for you, so you will absolutely let them do whatever it is that they've been doing. And I have a lot of situations like that where it's friends from church that have walked all over me, that I had to quit the friendship because it was one of those situations where it was just toxic and just uncomfortable. And it's you telling people that this person made you comfortable, but they do absolutely nothing, and they ask you like, are you sure, like this is what they did? So I had a lot of these experiences in a place where it's supposed to be like a refuge, right, of the rest of the world. And that's why I think it also upsets me, and not only me but a lot of people, because there are a lot of promises behind church and religion, and a lot of the time you get frustrated because you don't see those results. And for me, in some way, that was something I realized, that I had a lot of expectation, like especially when it came to like God has a plan for your life, you know, God will know, like wants you to do this and wants you to do that, and you just have to find a way to do it, or you have to listen to this and to that. And that made me grow up with a lot of frustration around myself, because I never knew what it was. You'd get people in church being like, oh, you're really talented at this, and you know, this is your calling and things like that. But then again, that's all they'd ever say, so there'd be no actual support. Like, you know, if you needed a job, or if you actually needed help getting there. It's, I don't know, it's a very, I think, big topic for me. And how am I gonna get anywhere? I might have to just kick this down. Oh, right, oops, I didn't see this. So it's a very, like, tough topic, because it's very dear to my heart. And I think, like, I don't want to keep holding anger towards people, and I think in some way I am, just because even like when it came to people giving their opinions on your life, or things you didn't ask for, you know. And I think people think they, just because it means they should, but it shouldn't. Oh, please let me win. Yes, finally. Anyway, I got a lot of opinions about my life and about my future from people in church that just was very disheartening to hear, because it made me second guess myself and second guess what I wanted to do. And again, because I was impressionable and young and just, you know, a teenager and a kid, I listened so much so that it really did end up, oh, I don't think this is gonna work, is it? It really did end up, oh, how do you say the word? Just not doing good for me. Oh, no, that was so close. It didn't do me any good, because I listened to them, and when you listen to that, obviously, again, you sabotage yourself, because someone said you couldn't do something, or they thought, you know, maybe they couldn't do it. So then they go and put that in your head. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I should start again. There's literally no way that this is gonna work, because I've literally blocked the thing. Anyway, so you internalize a lot, and I did. I had this bad habit of, because I didn't believe in myself, whenever someone said something, I would go with what they said and take their advice, even if it was the wrong advice. Anyway, but like I was saying, it's just, it really frustrated me that these people were supposed to take care of you, but then they said like things that just shouldn't have been said. Oh, I really messed up on. What did I do first? Yeah, so it's so many different things that I went through. And you know what? Not every one of these people, were the same. I had a lot of great examples, honestly. I did have a lot of people that did actually care about me and did actually like want to help me, right? Oh, I'm not dumb. But overall, you know, like I am very happy that I did have people when I needed, but at the same time I feel like it could have been better. It could have, I don't know, you know, I don't know, but you know, I did the exact same thing. How is this gonna even work? I did the exact same thing. Oh, for goodness sake. At this point, I'm just rambling. I'm probably gonna cut like half of this stuff out, make it part 2 or something. What was I saying? How can I do? I don't. Yeah, no, I messed up already. How would that fit there? Unless okay, maybe. Sorry, a little sick. Am I even doing this? Is this even gonna work? Nope. Okay, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? I was train of thought. Yeah, no, so I just feel like I've just had a lot of disappointments and expectations that I now have to let go of. There you go, I let go of them. That I have to let go of and like relearn to love myself and to be okay with who I'm becoming and to not feel guilty for standing up for myself and for doing things for myself and acting different than I did when I was a child, acting different than what I'm expected to act, things like that. So I'm just like, you know, it's one of them. Oh my god, it's starting to annoy me. Nope. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, accepting myself and accepting who I am and loving myself, that is the hardest thing of all, and that is something that I think you always do, right? You always try to love yourself. You're always trying to love yourself and to be kind to yourself, and I think it's a very hard thing to do. I think it's oh my god, why do I keep doing it on top and not on the side? It's a very hard thing to do, to love yourself. Especially when you're also like trying to heal from loads of things at the same time. Do I do it like this? Or do I do it the opposite way? I might have messed up, but I don't know. How would you even... Oh, for... I don't think there was another way for me to put that, was there? Yeah, I generally don't know what I just spoke about. That was not meant to happen. Anyway, yeah, but I just wanted to talk about that and how, I don't know, I think I had a different expectation of what adults were supposed to be like, and I think I should have done that differently. Oh, I definitely should have done that differently, shouldn't I? That's not gonna work. And a lot of them failed. A lot of the adults in my life failed me. And sometimes I wish I could say it to their face, other times I don't know, I just wish I hadn't relied on them as much as I did. But then again, I was younger, you know, so I thought I could rely on them. And it's very shitty. It is. And it's upsetting, but like I'm genuinely just trying to keep positive and trying to like forgive myself as well for relying on people that didn't know how to take care of me. Because obviously also like they were people too. And you know, not everyone will know how to take care of you or everyone. Oh, that's so infuriating. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I feel like I've run out of ideas. Yes. God knows what I'm even saying anymore. I think this might just be a rant. I can make this into a podcast. Maybe a podcast would work better. Of me, Jesus, speaking about some of this stuff. But with an actual plan. Yeah, I'm just a girl trying to live and learn and love and forgive and give and giving and shed. Where's that from? That's from somewhere, Friends, I think. But anyways, yeah. it's life, I guess. I want to finish this and then finish this video, but it doesn't seem like I'm going to. I've never been this stuck before. I've genuinely done so much better at other times. Stop, don't go. Yeah. It's a process. I'm 23 and it just, I don't know, a lot of the time I keep thinking about where I would have been. Oh my god, why do I keep doing that? Where I would have been in life if that did not make sense. What just came out of my mouth? If I hadn't been brought up in that way, if I had like a different kind of, upbringing, I wonder how I would have. Is that gonna hit? How I would have reacted to things. Is that gonna work? Oh, I should have done it the other way. Oh no. Yeah, I'm definitely doing so bad in this. I've never done this bad before. I don't think anyway. Oh, how annoying. Yeah, I've no train of thought. I cannot. I don't think I can play games and talk. I feel like I can if there's someone else here because we can like bounce off each other's ideas, but right now I am struggling. I am. Oh, I think I said I was going to do this differently last time, wasn't I? If I had put that there, would it have worked? I guess we'll never know. Guess we'll never fucking know. What the hell? PlayStation? What was I saying? I feel like this is like a diary. Yeah, I give up. I genuinely just give up. Anyway, goodbye. I guess this is my outro. I will be back again. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye.